Hi, and welcome to the Auroville Files. Today we shall cover a very sensitive topic of national security. Let us understand beforehand, anti-nationals are not only foreigners, but also Indians who contribute, fund, and conduct activities against our motherland and its kin for bags of money. People may be astonished that Auroville is a very clean and spiritual place, and hence feel that we are exaggerating. Not at all. And we have no xenophobia, nor any vested interests, which is the only thing people seem to know nowadays. This topic is going to extend to various videos and will cover everything bit by bit, including Interpol criminals and breach of national security. Let us state crystal clear that currently all the policies of Auroville are anti-national and not inclusive to our motherland. The policy makers are usually the old school foreigners and Indians who think that India is still a land of elephants, horses, and archaic divide and rule. Since they won Auroville by dubious ways shaking hands with a political party in 1976, greasing their ways through ministry and courts, now they feel they are invincible. If one notices activities of the Auroville Foundation, a government body under the Ministry of Education, the Foundation Office facilitates cases against other government departments like income tax, patent and copyrights, and also policies which curtails the basic buying rights of a citizen in the area. As covered in our previous topics, Auroville is a haven for drug mafia, land mafia, murders in broad daylight, and has 34 international centers, 37 trusts, and 292 odd business units without accounting. The trustees of these trusts have a free hand to go against the law of the land and the Charter of Auroville, and for everything, their explanation starts with, "The mother said so." The mother never said to muscle villagers, make education substandard and unduly enrich yourself against the charter so that they can have economic superiority over other people in Auroville and villages around. As seen clearly, there is a vast economic disparity between people. And this is because the trustees, mostly foreigners, have amassed enough wealth to crush anyone who speaks up. And our bureaucracy and autocracy should be ashamed of themselves for allowing such activities on our soil. The local police are puppets to these foreigners. And even if an honest officer comes to the post, calls start ringing from Delhi, and soon he gets transferred. I'm sure everyone is surprised as to why so many things have gone under the radar for decades. There is a case of the first ever Chief Vigilance Officer of Auroville, who had made the corrupt Aurovillians' lives a living hell by going through accounts and asking for procedural changes. Apparently, they fabricated some false cases on him and ousted him from the post. Since then, the post of Chief Vigilance Officer of Auroville Foundation is vacant. The foreigners who have elicited so many favors from high government officials and diplomats and even helped them whitewash their money are immensely powerful to do anything they wish. Law is only written in the book although enforcement of the same is with the officer in charge who can manipulate things as they wish, conveniently forgetting that even the most intelligent crooks always leave a footprint of money which can never be erased. The Joint Secretary of the Ministry of Human Resource Development in the past has also cited in a report that foreigners are trying to elicit illegal favors for them. Auroville was created for peace and unity amongst villagers and Aurovillians together. Due to the lawlessness in the area, everyone knows that murderous gangs are in Auroville and conduct murders in Puducherry and Tamil Nadu, as Auroville is in the borders. The land mafia kingpins operate in the Auroville administration. We are giving the entire area a blanket of no law. Their modus operandi is to finance, leak information of which land is up for encroachment, and other shady, inhumane dealings to unduly enrich themselves at the cost of Auroville, donors, and fooling public of the world. We are modern people of our land, and we have never heard these racial comments and discrimination between people, including calling Indians as Asuras. This racial discord is promoted in the resident assembly by the same old dynastical foreigners and their families, allowing the colonial policy of divide and rule. Hence, every foreigner is told to stay away from Indians, and even villagers also indulge in caste and divisional politics amongst themselves, breaking them into Dravidians, Aryans, North Indians, etc. I'm not saying all Indians are good and all foreigners are bad, because some of the villagers are goons, and due to racial enmity which brews, the locals also despise the foreigners. This war zone in the area is promoted by none other than the Auroville administration. The visa policy is extremely porous, and since the foreigners claim to have influence over the Ministry of Home Affairs, the Government of India does not take any serious action. We are very crystal clear in our statements that the MHA is a puppet to these foreigners, as stated time and again by those who claim to be close to Sonia Gandhi. This further emboldens them to do anything they wish. Now take 35 years of carte blanche on visas, and you can figure out the anti-national colony they have made in the name of Auroville. Auroville is supposed to be apolitical, but they are an open Congress camp. If we notice during elections, many Aurovillians wrote anti-BJP comments on social media, and now they are silent. We are not saying BJP is bathed in virgin milk, since the delay of action in such serious matters also raises questions if their own people seem to be involved in this nexus. These foreigners have tarnished careers, transferred bureaucrats, and destroyed common people's lives, and greased state and government officials who think, oh, it's a poor foreigner, and it will become an international outcry. Let them shout and scream and gossip as much as they want. If Mother India doesn't rise up today, it will be a laughingstock for Aurovillians across the world. We also have reports of China and other countries like UAE and Pakistan who have ties with Aurovillians, and some have come here to invest in lands and business through the Ghost Economic Corridor, porous anti-national visa policies, and the protection that they get from politicians, state and central government alike. They used this money to fund anti-national activities in Auroville, and even espionage is cited in very many cases. The education in the area is below substandard, and the reason for this is that they do not want educated people. They want a workforce of slaves who are vacuum heads, and they use the donation monies to indulge in unspeakable activities against poor women and children in the villages who would sleep with them for 500 rupees. This is why they want such economic superiority. Auroville scholarships are only given to rich Aurovillian foreigner kids who go to Oxford, Harvard, and other universities to further their agenda in India, funded by none other than the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation Trust. Auroville Resident Assembly is dynasty politics, with a political chairman from Kashmir for more than 20 years in a beautiful project which was supposed to be apolitical. The chairman is well respected. We respect the chairman for his books and his work. But the politics played in Auroville has destroyed Auroville to the ground. We should also state that it is the same chairman who was alleged to have partaken in the exodus of thousands of Kashmiri Pandits before he became chairman of Auroville. They have killed democracy and our motherland with a dubious definition of secularism. India is a great land and we love all, including foreigners, but that does not mean we are slaves to such nonsensical activities which will only be termed as backstabbing our country, riding on our hospitality, supported openly by the government. This is all for today. More episodes on this coming soon. And we shall explain you threadbare why NIA is the only way to reset this mess, which has become an anti-national colony instead of being inclusive with Mother India and the villages. We have documentary evidence of everything, and we do not support anyone and speak harsh facts, which people may not like. Nonetheless, the fact is a fact. Apple is an apple. Anti-national is an anti-national, and this will not be allowed to continue as it is. Like, share, and subscribe to the AurovilleFiles.com. We are very active on Facebook. The AurovilleFiles.com has more of official documents, and the Facebook is very interactive, and it also speaks in a common man's language. So we keep it as simple as possible in these videos. If anyone wants to research further, they are free to contact us. That's all for today. Thank you. Ciao for now. Next time, till we meet again.